Reset, rejuvenate. Today we focus on the power of visualization and meditation with the inspirational, motivational, and spiritual mentor, Brahmakumari Sister Shivani. We are also fortunate to have amidst us two well-known personalities, Mrs. Preetha Reddy and Ms. Sonam Kalra. Mrs. Preetha Reddy, with her enormous experience, will share a few words of wisdom, and Sonam Kalra, the famous Sufi singer, will enthrall us all with a soulful music and voice. But before that, let me first introduce myself. I'm Dipali Bhasin, and I will be your MC for the session. I'm a food and travel writer, and I run an award-winning blog, Spoons and Sneakers. I'm an author, a theater artist, and have been associated with the Forum for Breast Cancer Protection for more than a decade now. Let's begin the session. Dr. Mrs. Ramesh Sareen is a senior consultant with Indraprastha Apollo Hospital, Delhi for the last 25 years. She carries with her more than 40 years of cancer practice with specialty in breast. Her dedication, empathy, and compassion for cancer patients is unparalleled. And she's always encouraged support groups wherein cancer patients are supported with a holistic approach. I request Dr. Ramesh Sareen to introduce the forum.
Good morning, namaste, assalamu alaikum. October is the International Breast Cancer Awareness Month, also called the Pink Month. Incidence of breast cancer is rising in India, and this is genuine rise. It affects 1.6 lakh women in India every year and kills 50% of them, to be precise, 87,090 annually. In the Western world, the incidence is more than 2.35 lakhs, but the mortality is only 40%, which is 1/5 the incidence. Have you ever thought why? Yes, the scientific world has written volumes about it, and at the end of the day, there are two reasons why the mortality in the Western world is 1/5. One is breast cancer awareness, early detection, and better treatment methods. Now, increasing life expectancy and our lifestyle changes, which is like obesity, inactivity, diet and nutrition, and also industrialization, is expected to increase the incidence of breast cancer to 2,35,000 by the year 2026. Almost 70,000 increase in women's breast cancer in 6 years' time. Now, factors like increasing life expectancy, industrialization, and some of the lifestyle factors we cannot change. We would not like to change because that's akin to the developed world. But what we can do, the next best thing is to diagnose it early if you're behind to be affected. Because early detection, as I said, saves lives. Fortunately, we have methods to detect breast cancer early by doing mammograms at the right time, by doing a breast self-examination, and by doctor's examination. And all these tests are included in your early health checkup in almost all hospitals. And I'm sure, I'm not confident, but I know it happens in Apollo Hospital. Even if you go for a yearly health checkup, your breast, your cervix, your ovaries, and uterus are all checked out. Also, breast is a superficial organ. So early warning signs like a lump or a change in the size and shape of your breast or changes in the size and shape of your nipple and a bloody discharge can be seen, can be felt by you, and hence that also constitutes an early detection. But you must talk about it and you mustn't be afraid of it and you should be shy of it. The NGO has videos for which the YouTube link will be told to you on the chat box. Please go and see how to do a good breast self-examination, which I think has been shown in a very beautiful way. I want to encourage you. I want to call upon you. I want to egg upon you, and I want to request you, the women out there, that you must know your early warning signs and do your screening programs as suggested. Women, you know your right to vote. You know your right job, and you also have equal pay. Either to choose to ignore it, or you are genuinely unaware. And this is both the points will be illustrated today. You, the women, represent the femininity of gentleness, as said by Sadhguru. You are the beauty, you are the aesthetic, and if you are not present on this earth, the subtler aspects of life will disappear, and only a provider and a survivor aspect of life will exist. Hatha Yoga means Ha, which means sun, which is masculine. And Tha represents the moon, which is feminine. True human being is half man and half woman. So you are a very important part of the whole atmosphere. Forum for Breast Cancer Protection was initiated 15 years ago by a group of dedicated radiologists like Colonel Pant, Dr. Vinita, oncologist Dr. Bhavna, and myself, who actually saw the patient firsthand and broke the heartbreaking news. On seeing such precious lives being lost because of either unawareness or shyness or other reasons, we were very distressed, and we thought we must have an NGO to spread breast cancer awareness. Breast cancer can happen to anyone. Being a female and older age group are the biggest risk factors beside others. As I said earlier, obesity, inactivity, sleeplessness, and anxiety has scientifically proven to increase the risk by 35%. We have addressed the problem of diet, nutrition, sleeplessness in our previous 2 webinars. Stress, anxiety, negativity will be addressed today by no other than the legend in positive thinking and meditation. We are fortunate to have Madam Preeta Reddy, the busiest woman who's been declared, I must tell you, this was only 2 weeks ago, she was declared as the Healthcare Personality of the Year, and Apollo Chennai was voted as the Best Fitty Heel Award recently. She's the Vice President of Apollo Group of Hospitals, and you'll hear more about her. She's going to give us few encouraging words on this International Breast Cancer Month. We will listen to some soulful music from the master of Sufi singer, Ms. Sonam Khalda. Thank you so much for listening to me, and let's proceed with the program.
Thank you so much, Dr. Serene. Early detection saves lives, and we must not forget that. Dr. Sangeeta Taneja is a senior radiologist at Indraprastha Apollo Delhi. Trained in USA, she's an integral part of support group meetings and is much loved, respected, and known for being a kind, compassionate, and spiritual person. I kindly request Dr. Taneja to introduce Mrs. Preeta Reddy, please.
Preeta Reddy.
Is Dr. Taneja there?
Yeah. Thank you, Dipali. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. So it gives me immense pleasure today to introduce one of the most influential women in Indian healthcare, Dr. Preeta Reddy, currently the Executive Vice Chairperson of Apollo Hospitals. As a fine businesswoman, she's been working closely with the organization's clinicians and has set high standards in healthcare quality improvement in the industry. She's consistently been involved in the industry bodies and with the government to advance the policy decisions in healthcare and is one of the founding members of the Quality Council of India. Her contributions have not gone unacknowledged. Not only was she in the Fortune's list of 50 most powerful women in business for 3 years in a row, she has recently been conferred with the Healthcare Personality of the Year Award 2020 by FICCI for her vision and exemplary work. Business aside, Dr. Reddy is a humanitarian at the core. Her role in making healthcare accessible has been crucial. Committed to the cause, Dr. Preetha Reddy provides leadership and direction to several social projects like Sachi, Save a Child's Heart Initiative, which supports the diagnostics and treatment of the underprivileged children with congenital heart diseases, and is also responsible for the development of Apollo Isha Vidya Rural School, which focuses on the overall development of children in rural areas. I want to include a small anecdote here. A nurse from our anesthesia department with breast cancer had to receive proton therapy, which is expensive. Though the doctors and the staff working with her had collected some amount of money, Dr. Reddy was instrumental in waiving off and provided her with a much needed treatment to her. Although this is one of the incidents I'm aware of, I'm sure it's a testament to her character as an empathetic professional at the core. We are honored to have you here, ma'am. May I please request you to say a few words?
Namaste. Namaste, and thank you so much for the invitation. I have to thank, many of you for many things, but let me first say that I'm so honored to be with all of you this morning. Sister Shivani ji, you inspire us constantly. There are times when I just tune into any one of your talks just to reset, just to recollect my thoughts so that, we can go ahead and do what we have to do. I am very inspired. I didn't go to business school, and I'm very inspired by what my father does and the way my mother brings spirituality together to keep the family together. Having said that, I think for us, meditation, visualization of the right thing is just so important to take us forward in life. I know this whole month is about breast cancer. I know that our doctors within the Apollo system, outside the system, but globally, they fight so hard to save people who are afflicted with cancer. They literally leave no stone unturned. And I think that cancer, if detected early, if treated well, can actually be curable or at least conquerable. And I think this is the underlying thought with which all of us, not only women, but everybody globally have to think about and fight with. Why is it that a lot of women are gathered here today? And I think it's for two reasons. One, of course, is the awareness of early detection, the fact that breast cancer can affect us. 1 among every 7 has the propensity to get some form of cancer or the other, and we have to keep all these thoughts in mind. But it also is the woman in the family who really can help with decision, who can really make people conscious of their health, whether it's good clean eating, spiritual habits, meditation, just keeping a harmonious home. And then comes the fact that how do we balance work and home? Are we completely dedicated to our work, and do we forget the fact that we have to run a home? I think there's a balance, there's a fine balance in everything we do, and we have to find that balance. And here is where is
Right. So we're just going to wait for Mrs. Preeta Reddy to join back again. And in the meantime, I will have Karuna Sharma. Karuna Sharma runs an advertising agency specializing in brand communications. She's a member of our NGO since 2001 and is a Zentangle artist. I request you, Karuna, to kindly introduce Ms. Sonam Kalra to everyone.
Thank you, Dipali. Welcome, Sonamji. First of all, on behalf of our NGO, please accept my heartfelt gratitude for your presence here today. Sonam Kalra is a multiple award-winning Sufi singer, composer, and a TED Talk speaker. Her beautiful, powerful voice and complex compositions reflect her philosophy of equality, inclusion, and tolerance of peace. Sonam's training in both Western and Hindustani classical forms of music has enhanced her inborn talent and, combined with the courage of her convictions, gave birth to her brainchild, Sonam Kalra and the Sufi Gospel Project, which has taken on a vibrant of its own, blending the many voices of faith through poetry, prayer, and music to resonate with one universal voice. The resonance of Sonam's music has touched upon and hearts of all over the world. Sonam speaks and supports a range of issues from child abuse, women's rights, and animal rights to helping raising money for cancer charities and education for children. It might interest you to know that Sonam is the granddaughter of Lieutenant General Jagjit Singh Arora, the hero of 1971 war, and her mother had been a cancer patient in the past.
Lung cancer.
Lung cancer, sorry. When we were planning this session, I approached her out of the blue to request her presence for today to sing an invocation song. When I told her about our NGO and the objective of today's event, she immediately said yes. Thank you so very much once again, and over to you now.
Thank you so much, Karuna. Thank you, Dipali ji. Thank you, Colonel Pant. Wonderful, Preetha ji, and all the other members of the panel, or all the people who are attending. Renuka ji, I can see you. Just let me try and make this gallery view so that I can see everyone. So every one of you, thank you so much for being here today, and of course, for inviting me to be a part of this. I think that the least I can do as a musician is to try and use my voice for good, because really I cannot think of any other reason any one of us is given a gift or a voice or any kind of position to be able to try and speak out for good or speak out for change. And if we are given those things, we must use those gifts judiciously and for the right reasons. I think the work that you're all doing is fantastic. I wish more people were doing this kind of work, but it's heartening to know that there are so many wonderful NGOs and societies that understand what it is, not just for cancer patients, but for their families and what the community goes through. One of the things that I spoke of last time was, I think, how doctors, that's my only wish. And I say this because we were very lucky to have wonderful doctors. But I do believe, and forgive me if anybody gets upset by my saying this, but I believe a little bit more sensitization, education needs to happen with doctors in the way that they present a case to an individual, to a patient, to a family, because what doctors tend to forget, and perhaps because they've seen so many patients, is they tend to forget that you are not a statistic. You are totally not a statistic. You are an individual. And there have been individuals who have overcome this battle with cancer with great positivity, with great miracles, with great faith, and faith can move mountains. I saw it with my own mother, who was diagnosed with lung cancer, 4th stage, and was decreed an expiry date of 4 months, as the doctor said, that she has only 4 months to live. And my mother said, I'm not okay with that. I'm not going to live for only 4 months. I haven't spent enough time with you. I haven't spent enough time with my family, my husband, my other children. I'm not ready to go. And she didn't go. Everything medically pointed to her having to leave, but she didn't go. She stayed for 8 years. And for those 8 years, I am so incredibly grateful to all the people who came forward to help us, all the other cancer survivors who said, these are the medicines we've tried, why don't you try this? From Anoop, who wrote this wonderful book on cancer, and he told my mother to try Irisa for lung cancer, for AstraZeneca, for just allowing us to be part of that experimental drug protocol, for her radiologists, for her other doctors, for just people who prayed for her, chanted for her, helped her have alternative medicine, for my mother's own incredible positivity and faith to say, I'm not ready. And to never, ever have a negative moment in her life. I have never seen that kind of spirit. And I shared this last time with Renuka as well, and I was saying how I remember when there was, towards the last year of her life, when it was rough on her, really rough, she still, despite all the tubes that were in and out of her and all the many things that she had to go through, she called me close to her bed once and said, Soni, look outside. And she used to call me Soni. My name is Sonam, so in case you're wondering. And she pointed to the balcony and she said, look at that lovely buddy and look at how it's communicating with that squirrel. And I just thought, you have the ability to see this beauty even in all this light and all this darkness. And that is what possibly made her sustain those 8 years. She lost the use of her right hand, and she used to love to write poetry. She learned to write with her left hand, and not just write, she used to type her poetry into a tiny little Nokia phone, because I think those were the phones we had in those days. And I was telling Renuka, I said, just to get to the letter C, you had to go, press it 3 times. And she still wrote haikus and poetry. I have so many of her poems. And I do know that I think COVID has been a reminder that I'm going to publish that book of hers, just for me, for her. But if anything, I will share with you the one thing that she told me, and she hated the term cancer survivor, and she hated the term cancer patient. She used to always say, I'm a cancer samurai. And so I think maybe we need to start changing the way we think of it. Maybe you have to know that it's, and I remember reading another lovely thing that another young cancer patient once said in an interview. She said, God only gives you the things he thinks or she thinks you can handle. And so to all of you, for all your bravery, this is a prayer. I always get emotional, Renuka. You have to stop calling me to these things. So I want to start with Ek Omkar as a prayer for one God, for all of us to come together, for all of us to show compassion in our daily lives and to spread the love.
एक ओंकार सतनाम एक ओंकार सतनाम एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निर्भव निर्वैर अकाल मूरत अजूनी सैभं गुरु प्रसाद जप आद सच जुगाद सच है भी सच नानक होसी भी सच एक ओंकार सतनाम एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निर्भव निर्वैर अकाल मूरत अजूनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद जप आद सच जुगाद सच है भी सच नानक होसी भी सच एक ओंकार सतनाम एक ओंकार सतनाम सतनाम महर तेरी इस बंदे पर तू ही है मेरा खुदा रहमत तेरी इनायत तेरी तू सुन ले मेरी दुआ एक ओंकार सतनाम एक ओंकार सतनाम एक ओंकार सतनाम सतनाम सतनाम
So the next piece that I will do for you, and I'm not going to speak too much because I know that you're working on a very tight schedule. And I think Karuna asked me to do this as an addition, so I don't want to eat into any more time. The other piece that I will do for you is Abide With Me. It was, I think we just, what is the date today? I think it's the 10th of October or the 11th of October. You have to forgive me, I'm terrible with dates. But on the 2nd of October, you all know it was Mahatma Gandhi's birthday. And this was his favorite hymn for many reasons. He loved a lot of hymns from different religions, and that's the kind of wonderful man that he was. He wanted India to be a land of acceptance, of all religions as equal, of all people as equal. And I think that is the dream for so many of us, in the hope of wanting to understand that your temple, your shrine, your church, your mosque is not within the four walls of a building, but within the walls of your heart and within the walls of the heart of the person who is right next to you. And that is the important thing to remember. And so many people, Sister Shivani, I've just seen you. Namaskar, how are you? There are so many wonderful poets and scholars and Sufi teachers, and And I won't even say people just from ancient times, but so many people I might have a conversation with in contemporary times who resonate the same thought. And I know we talk a lot of tolerance, but to me that is not the word we need to be talking about, because to tolerate someone means to hold at a distance and to put up with. And that to me is wrong in its very premise. The word we need to talk of is acceptance, because to accept means to hold close, to embrace, to dance with, to hug. That is what we need to be talking of when we talk of compassion and when we talk of an acceptance of all people and religions as equal. So when I created the Sufi Gospel Project, it was not done because I thought, oh, what a cool thing it'll be. Not at all. In fact, I get asked this question often that, oh, so you do fusion music? And I kind of hate that as well, because I want to say that it's not fusion music because it's trendy. It's a fusion of ideologies. It's a fusion, a bumping together, almost a colliding of different, seemingly different thoughts from disparate cultures. But when they come together, you realize that everyone across the world, every heart is resonating the same thing. And that to me, and when we present this as well, it is wonderful to see the number of people in the audience who respond in exactly the same way that we presented to them. This thought of a hallelujah flowing into an Allahu, or an abide with me, which is what I'm going to sing for you next. And I used to sing this just as a gospel hymn. And as it is, I would get asked by people that you belong to the Sikh religion. Why don't you sing only kirtan? Why do you sing music of so many different religions? And I used to say, to me, it's the most obvious answer, that God has no religion, and religion is certainly not God. So I should be able to call out to him or her in whichever way feels right. And so when I was singing Abide With Me a lot, I used to think of what a beautiful hymn it was. Such a lovely call to God to be by one's side when darkness falls. Fast falls the eventide when the light is going out. And then I chanced upon these beautiful words by Kabir Das, and it suddenly all made sense to me that why do we even call to God when God is in us at every moment of every time, in every breath of every man? We just have to open our eyes and our hearts to know that we are forever with God. And so this is my version of Abide With Me, as I like to say, with a little help from Kabir.
Abide with me. Fast falls the eventide. The darkness deepens. Lord, with me abide. When other helpers fail and comforts flee, help of the helpless, oh, abide with me. thy presence every passing hour. What but thy grace can foil the tempter's power? Who like thyself, my guide and stay can be? Through cloud, through sunshine, abide with me. I fear no foe, with thee at hand to bless. Ills have no weight and tears no bitterness. Where is death's sting? Where grave thy victory? I triumph still if thou abide with me.
मोको कहाँ ढूंढे रे बंदे, मैं तो तेरे पास में। मोको कहाँ ढूंढे रे बंदे, मैं तो तेरे पास में। ना तीरथ में ना मूरत में, ना तीरथ में ना मूरत में, ना एकांत निवास में। मोको कहाँ ढूंढे रे बंदे, मैं तो तेरे पास में। मोको कहाँ ढूंढे रे
ना मंदिर में, ना मस्जिद में, ना काशी कैलाश में, ना मैं जप में, ना मैं तप में, ना मैं व्रत उपवास में, ना मैं क्रिया कर्म में रहता, ना ही योग संन्यास में, ना ही प्राण में, ना ही पिंड में, ना ब्रह्मांड आकाश में, ना मैं भ्रिकुटी भंवर गुफा में, सब श्वासन की श्वास में। खींची हुए तुरंत मिल जा इस पल की तलाश में। कहीं कबीर सुनो भाई साधो, मैं तो हूँ विश्वास में।
मोको कहाँ ढूंढे रे बंदे, मैं तो तेरे पास में। मोको कहाँ ढूंढे रे बंदे, मैं तो तेरे पास में। ना तीरथ में ना मूरत में, ना तीरथ में ना मूरत में, ना एकांत निवास में। मोको कहाँ
before my closing eyes. Shine through the gloom and point me to the skies. Heaven's morning breaks and earth's vain shadows flee. In life, in death, O Lord, abide with me. In life, in death, abide with me.
Thank you so, so much, Sonam.
You know, Sonam, I'd heard that music and rhythm find their way to the secret places of the soul. Today, I just felt it.
Oh, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Music is truly the language of the spirit.
Thank you.
I'm going to hand this over to Karuna right now because I think there's a little thing she wants to talk about.
Sonam, Dr. Pant wants to say hello to you.
Oh, where is Dr. Pant? I can't see him for some
Yeah,
reason.
yeah, he is.
Can you pin him or? Oh, there he is, Dr. Pant. Your mic is on mute, Dr. Pant. Can you unmute him, Karuna, if you're a
Yeah.
host?
Yeah, Sonam, thank you so much. And actually, I didn't know you had this hidden talent. Of course, I knew Anita and Suji too well, and I really miss them. And it was so heartening to hear that you'll be performing, and it is very overwhelming. God bless you. It was most heartrending, and thank you so much for being
Thank
with
you
us
so much,
this
Colonel
morning.
Pant. I have such lovely memories of, and my parents spoke so fondly of you, and I remember coming so often. And I think perhaps you didn't know of this talent because you hadn't done an ultrasound of my throat to check that I could sing. But otherwise, I think you would have known. I just wished you so well, and I was so happy to hear that you were part of this. To all of you, Dipali ji, Renuka ji, Dr. Preetha ji, Sister Shivani, it's such an honor to be in your presence. And Karuna, thank you for asking me. And if there's anything I can ever do, of course, please know that I'm always there for anyone who wants to do any good work or just make a difference. So thank you so much to all of you, and lots of love from the bottom of my heart.
God bless. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sonam. It was such a pleasure to hear your mellifluous voice. And really, you know, where words fail, it's music that speaks. So we had also lost touch with Mrs. Preetha Reddy earlier, and we are lucky to have her back again. And can I just request Mrs. Preetha Reddy to speak a few words for our audience here.
Namaskar, Sister Shivani ji, the amount you inspire all of us healthcare workers, I cannot say it in words. And Sonam, I've heard you before, but this was just so beautiful and so inspiring. I think a song speaks so much more than words. So I can only say that I'm so grateful to both you and Sister Shivani ji for just making such a difference in so many people's lives. We are frontline healthcare workers, me with a whole bunch of doctors, and our only crusade and mission is to try and keep people well. And for those who really are inflicted with some sort of a problem or the other, can we really make the journey much better, less painful? I think that's all we can think of day in and day out. So to be really between this beautiful music session and a wonderful session on visualization and meditation, what can I say? I can say that I feel truly blessed to be here with all of you, and I can only commit that whatever we can do from our side to make the journey easier, better. If we can find ways and means to conquer or cure cancer, we will do it, and we will never stop in the journey going forward. Again, thank you, wonderful ladies and gentlemen, for inviting me and being on this program together. And we are in this beautiful life's journey together, and we will do whatever we can to conquer. Thank you, and God bless everybody. Namaste. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Reddy, for those lovely words. Dr. Bhavna Vasti is the Chief Medical and Clinical Oncologist at Indian Spinal Injuries Center, New Delhi. She has been involved in global drug development research as Vice President Medical Management at Syneos Health, a global contract research organization. I request Dr. Vasti to introduce Brahma Kumari, Sister Shivani, please.
Thank you, Dipali. This is a wonderful session, and I'm sure all of us are equally emotional like me. However, friends, I am thrilled to be able to and to have the opportunity to again introduce and invite Sister Shivani to this audience again. Through your spiritual discourses and life examples, you spread the positive vibes and messages that spirituality is a way of life for all of us. Last year, BK Sister Shivani was awarded the prestigious Nari Shakti Puraskar, the highest civilian honor for women in India, for her role in transforming human behavior. What can I say about you, sister? I thank you for walking with the forum, connecting with our audience, and guiding us and lighting the path towards a positive life for all of us. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, and good afternoon. I think instead of talking about meditation, I just felt that for the last 45 minutes, we were all meditating. That was meditation, because every word we heard, every scene we saw on the screen of our mind, every vibration we absorbed, it was from different souls. So starting from Dr. Serene, her thoughts, her vibrations, her passion, her compassion for everyone to be healthy. That was meditation. So while she was talking, you could think of nothing else. Your mind will not waver anywhere else, and you will flow with her intention. You will flow with her that feeling that like she wants to give health to everybody, I want to be a part of it with her. Like she wants me to check myself every day and be healthy, I want to do what she is saying. So when my mind will not deviate anywhere else and will be completely focused on that vibration. And then we heard from Dr. Preeta, and she was talking about the passion with which she wants to serve the country and the world in healthcare. And when your thoughts are so aligned with her, you will feel, okay, I want to do the same, what you want to do for the country. And then we had Sonam, who took us to another vibration altogether. And it was not just the words. Of course, the words very powerful, because every word was an affirmation. That's the magic of our prayers and our hymns. Every word is an affirmation. An affirmation means a very positive, high energy word. And that's why when we are listening to high energy words, we are energized. We're energized. We're not even reciting them. We're not even saying them out. We are only listening. And when we are listening to those high energy words, the soul, the body, both experience energy, that vibration. And then they were not just words, but they were coming with her vibrations of purity. That's purity, that vibrations of purity and love for the supreme power. So it was not words from here. They were coming with vibrations from here of the person who she is, of the relationship she shares with God, and she was radiating that to us, and we were feeling it all together. So it was only she who was singing, but we were doing nothing else. We were not doing anything else. We were completely with her, aligned with every thought, every feeling, every word, and every vibration. This is meditation. This is meditation. So we've actually experienced meditation for the last 45 minutes, where our mind did not drift anywhere else, where the intellect did not see anything else, and we were in sync with what was being shared with us. And while we were absorbing all these high energy words and vibrations, there is a sense of calm. There is a sense of calm that the soul is experiencing, and there is a sense of ease that the body is feeling. And so this was healing happening. So the last 45 minutes have been healing. This is pure healing energy. Now, just for a second, don't want to shift from this vibration, but just so that we can compare our lives, just visualize another 45 minutes sitting across the TV screen, surfing channels, listening, that's also listening. But if we see the kind of content we are absorbing, we go into a meditation even with that content. Meditation means our mind does not drift anywhere else. It holds on to our five sense organs, it holds on to our mind and intellect. But if the quality of the content is not energizing, and it's the opposite, then it is the opposite of healing that is happening. Where every word is a low energy word. So it's an opposite of what we were hearing. Where every vibration is of the opposite of what we have experienced. So I'm not going to use those words. But this is what we need to see. How 45 minutes can either heal me, or if I'm in the wrong energy, consuming the wrong things, 45 minutes could also do the opposite to me, to the mind and to the body. So meditation means healing. It comes from the Greek word mediri. Mediri means to heal. And what can we heal? We can heal the mind, which means soul healing. What is there to heal in the soul? Our sanskars. Our sanskars. So suppose I have a sanskar of hurt, where I get hurt very easily when someone says something. Then I have held on to past memories. It's here. I'm not able to release. I'm not able to forgive and forget. It becomes an emotional wound. This sanskar starts causing me pain here. So I need to heal that sanskar. So meditation heals sanskars of the soul. Meditation helps to heal the body. It helps to heal the body because it's healing energy, and meditation can heal relationships. So if I have a conflict in a relationship with someone and there's an energy exchange which is not smooth, there is rejection or hurt or judgmental or criticism, that's the energy that's flowing. Then there is a conflicting energy between two souls. And if one of them starts radiating a different energy, that healing energy which we just experienced, then one person can heal the relationship just by meditating and creating the right energy for that relationship. So meditation can heal soul, meditation can send healing energy to the body, meditation can heal relationships, meditation can heal the world, the planet, the environment. And that's why if we see the words of our prayers, our hymns, our mantras, our chanting, they all have affirmations for healing the mind, healing the body, radiating love and forgiveness to people, and for healing the planet. That's what they say. Every word is healing energy. So what is meditation? Because we all like to meditate, but sometimes when we try for a few minutes and we're not able to do it, we create a belief system. It's very difficult. I can't do this. Because we thought meditation means sit, close my eyes, and stop thinking. Because that's the picture we saw everywhere, that just close your eyes. And we thought because they've closed their eyes and sat like this, they're doing nothing inside. So we try to do the same, that look at a point and stop thinking. And then we're not able to stop thinking, because when we close our eyes and sit in silence, we'll end up thinking more than what we were thinking when we were in activity. It's like a box which opens up and everything starts coming, and we start remembering so many things. And then there's a struggle with the mind. No, I want to be thoughtless. I don't want to think about work. but it just starts coming, and then we give up on ourselves and we say, too difficult, I can't meditate. So first and foremost, meditation is not a thoughtless stage. Why is it not a thoughtless stage? Because it is not possible for us to be thoughtless. You cannot stop thinking, but we can choose what to think, for how long to think, and for how long to hold on to that feeling. Like when Sonam was singing, we chose to be with her thoughts. So we chose to think what she was thinking. If I did not choose to do that, I could be listening to her, but I could be thinking about what is being cooked in the lunch, in the kitchen, or I could be saying, oh, now after this at 2 o'clock, I have to do this. So I'm listening to her, but I'm not meditating with her, which means I'm not connecting with her thought process. So meditation is not something we do for 10, 15, 20 minutes. It's meditation throughout the day, actually. That's why it's a meditative lifestyle, which means my thought has to be a high vibration thought throughout the day. Why only 15 minutes? Why only half an hour? But why do we meditate for a few minutes? So that in those few minutes, we teach our mind how to create high energy thoughts, like how we teach children how to speak. So remember when you taught your child, this is apple, this is table, this is chair, you finish teaching at that age, now they use that as their normal vocabulary throughout the day. They don't sit like this and say, this is apple, this is table, this is chair. Apple, table, chair has become normal vocabulary. But for that to become their normal vocabulary, you spent time in the beginning of their childhood to teach them that every word. So that beginning of childhood is our beginning of the day, the morning. When we're teaching the mind, think like this, feel like this, be like this. And then during the day, it's going to be natural. It's going to be natural thinking like that. So sometimes some people say, oh, I was very peaceful while I was meditating. But during the day, stress is normal, anger is normal. No, that's not true. Then something is missing. I cannot, it's like saying, I'm very healthy when I meet a doctor, but during the day, falling ill is normal. No, we don't go to a doctor to feel healthy at that time. We see a doctor so that we take the treatment and we're healthy always. So that's the morning time, teaching the mind how to think. So meditation is three things: affirmation, which means creating a high energy thought. Second, visualizing that high energy thought. So creating a high energy thought, then visualizing that high energy thought. And when both are happening together, we will start experiencing. And that is what we saw today. We were not just listening, we were experiencing love. We were experiencing peace. Why? Because our mind and intellect was working together. Mind was absorbing the thought we were listening to, and we were feeling, we were seeing that visual of what was being spoken, and so we could feel, experience that energy. So three faculties: mind, intellect, sanskar. These are the three faculties of the soul. So mind creates the thought, intellect sees the picture of that thought, and sanskar means I experience it. Let's do right now, very simple, so that we know how to do it. We all do it throughout the day, but to do it consciously, we are meditating throughout the day. We create thoughts, we see pictures of those thoughts, and we have experiences. So we are meditating throughout the day. We can create a negative thought. Let's say, think of something that happened a few days back. Just create a thought. They said that day. You will have a picture there on the screen of your mind, what they said. You know, when Sonam was talking about her mummy, why she had tears? It must have been some time back. It's not happened today. It's not happened yesterday. But why did she experience the same emotion as if it was happening today? That was meditation. The scene is not happening today. It must have happened few months or few years back. But her emotion was as real today as it would have been that day, because while she was creating that thought, she could see that scene. She could see that scene, and why she could see it, we know, because we could see it. We could see her mummy on the bed, calling her and saying to her, look at that bird, talking to that squirrel. We could see it, and that's why we could feel it. We were meditating. So whatever we think and we see, if we do it with concentration, we start experiencing it. This is meditation. This is pure science. Now, only that we need to take care that we think right, so that we see right, and then we experience right. If I think negative, I see negative, then I will experience negative energies, and that's also a meditation. Let's say I worry about something. Some people are worrying about 2020-21. So they create a thought. What will happen by the end of this year? What will happen to my job? What if I don't have a job? These are all thoughts. These are thoughts. And if I create these thoughts many days, then it becomes an affirmation, but it's a negative affirmation. But it's an affirmation. What if? What if? And very soon you start seeing a scene. Suppose I lose my job. Who will pay the rent of this house? Who will pay the EMI of this? You actually can see those credit card holders, people who gave you, standing at your door asking you for that EMI. The mind and the intellect can see everything. And when we see that, we experience fear and anxiety. Then we get an anxiety attack. It becomes so real, jabki we still have our job. Nothing has happened. The job is still there. The money is all there. But we created a thought. We saw the scene. It became so real. We started experiencing it. We had an anxiety attack. This is something we've all seen and done. So we've all meditated. So never say I cannot meditate. Say I meditate throughout the day. There is no one who's not meditating. Everyone is meditating. We're meditating throughout the day, but now we will consciously meditate on who we want to become. Who we want to become, we will consciously meditate on that. There is enough scientific evidence, I can't go in the detail of that with the time span, on the power of affirmation and visualization. Power of affirmation and visualization. And please do study that today. Just enter power of affirmation, just enter power of visualization. Very simple, scientific evidence is all there to study. Very, very simple. Any thought created repeatedly, that's called an affirmation. Any thought created repeatedly is an affirmation. And that's why we are taught to say our prayers, Gayatri Mantra itni bar bolo, ye wali puja itni bar karo, Hanuman Chalisa itni bar bolo. That's the reason for it, because those are high energy words. So if I repeat them many times, I'm creating affirmations. So any line repeated many times starts getting recorded here on the soul. It starts getting recorded here. It starts becoming my sanskar. Power of visualization. This is scientifically done. I'll just share one experiment. Dr. David Hamilton did a research on which he had 3 study groups, and one study group was asked to play the piano for 5 days. For an hour, play the piano for 5 days, and each time after they played, their scan was taken of the brain to see what effect is playing the piano, the music, having on the brain of the person. The second group was asked to imagine playing the piano. Not playing the piano, imagine playing the piano. So in your mind, imagine playing the piano, and their scan was seen for all the 5 days. And the third group was neither playing the piano and neither imagining to playing the piano. And the 3 scans are there for us to see. So the scans of the people who were playing the piano and the scan of the person who was imagining that they are playing the piano were more or less similar. More or less similar. And the scan of the people who were neither playing and neither imagining was different. So the essence of that whole research was a very powerful line. The brain cannot distinguish between the real and the imaginary. This is a very, very powerful understanding. The brain cannot distinguish. दिमाग को हमारे फर्क नहीं पता चलता कि सच क्या है और क्या मेरी कल्पना है. The brain cannot distinguish between what is real and what is imaginary. When we are imagining something, For the brain, it is as though it's happening in reality. And that's why we're always taught, imagine this, dream this, visualize this, see this, and then you will make it a reality. Because when we imagine it, when we start seeing it, for the brain, it is already happening. And then for us to manifest it becomes very, very simple. But इसके लिए और भी याद रखना है कि कभी भी नेगेटिव चीज इमेजिन नहीं करनी. मैं बीमार हो जाऊं तो, मुझे कल कीमो जाना है, साइड इफेक्ट हो जाए तो, नहीं. We are going to use this for healing of the body also. What Sonam said very beautifully, doctor said 4 months, mummy said I'm not ready to go, brain said okay, not ready to go. It's simple. It's simple. We call them miracles. You know, we call such numbers. We have numbers. That is also a statistic actually, Sonam. Your mummy will also come as a statistic, but a statistic of miracles. But our statistics of miracles are very, very few. And our statistics of normal prediction are large. Why? Because when I hear a statistic, if I hear a statistic, when we have chemo, and it's real, it's not that it's not real, it's real. But when I hear a statistic that chemotherapy causes nausea, chemotherapy causes acidity, chemotherapy, you lose your appetite. It's all real. Medical science has said it there. It's all on the net. And my doctors have to tell me about it. Because when I go home and I start feeling that, I'll panic. कि मुझे ये क्यों हो रहा है? So doctor's role is to inform me. They've played their role. Now I have to play my role. And my role is, what is my mind going to do with this information? What is my mind going to do with this information? Either I can start thinking and imagining acidity and nausea and throwing up. And you know, we've seen the visuals of those. We've seen the visuals in movies. And in movies, it's even more, it's a little more than what happens in real life. And those visuals are all there. And I start seeing myself going through that experience. And people around me will say, चिंता नहीं करो, कुछ नहीं होगा. नहीं होगा, मुझे मालूम है, ऐसा होता है, सबको होता है. सबसे important line ये है, सबको होता है. That's it. Affirmation plus visualization is getting recorded here. The brain, it is perceiving it as real. Signal from the brain sent to the body. I will start experiencing it. And when I start experiencing it, I will affirm it again. I say, देखा, बोला था ना, होता है, ये होता है. डॉक्टर ने भी बोला था, होता है. इंटरनेट पे भी लिखा है, होता है. दवाई के साइड इफेक्ट में भी लिखा है, होता है. So I affirm, I affirm, I affirm. Yes, होता है. लेकिन होता है depends on everybody's mind and body. Let me start using my mind power to create a reality which I want to create, and which means I want to go through my treatment in absolute ease. So I can use meditation to visualize that the medicine is going inside me. I see that scene, but with that I visualize that, Dr. Serene, till I come to you next after 15 days, I'm going to have a beautiful experience in these 15 days. This medicine is only for my healing. Keep saying it, keep seeing it. Saying it and seeing it. So it's affirmation plus visualization. 15 days, I can't afford to be in bed and just pamper myself. मेरे पास तो बहुत कुछ है करने के लिए. मेरे पास, you know, that's why some people who have too much, they say, मेरे पास time भी नहीं है बीमार होने के लिए. भाई, मेरे पास बिल्कुल time नहीं है. I can't afford. I have to get to work. And there are so many of you who from chemo, you go to work. You go to work because your mind says you don't have the time to sit and pamper yourself for 2 days. So it's not that side effects don't happen. They happen. We are taking very powerful medicine. But along with the healing of the medicine is the healing power of the mind. Is the healing power of the mind. And so when we hear from someone, you know, अच्छा 4 महीने डॉक्टर ने बोले थे and वो 8 साल तक रहे. Wow. Now this is a new piece of information. Now I've just received a new piece of information and my mind will say, okay, तो फिर मेरा भी statistics कोई logical नहीं है. मैंने भी नहीं ऐसे accept करना इस बात को. I can also create a miracle. And when you start saying that and you start seeing yourself perfectly fine with your family, with your children, and seeing it daily, not कि थोड़ी देर सोचा और फिर 5 मिनट के बाद बोला हाँ ये तो ठीक है, लेकिन सब लोग थोड़ी मिरेकल क्रिएट कर सकते हैं, मेरे में नहीं ताकत है मिरेकल क्रिएट, then I go down. So affirmation means only one way of thinking, not to go towards doubt and fear in the other thinking. In the Bible, there's a very sweet saying, faith can move mountains. Faith can move mountains. So one little child went to the priest and said, Father, how can faith move mountains? Father said, yes, faith can move mountains. No, I don't believe. So father said, look at that tree outside the church. For 7 days, you go to the tree, you touch it gently and you say, move, move. And aap dekhna, in 7 days, that tree will move. The child said, acha? Acha. So the child did it every day, went to the tree every day and said, move, move, move. After 7 days, the tree did not move. So the child came to the priest and said, Father, I did it every day. But you know what? The tree did not move. I knew the tree was not going to move. Father said, that's why the tree did not move, because you knew the tree was not going to move and yet you went and kept doing move, move, move. So that thought of doubt does not allow our affirmation to manifest. So affirmation plus visualization creates an experience. So let's remember this line, my brain cannot identify the difference between real and imaginary. तो ये हमारी जो चिंताएं हैं, डर हैं, this is all imaginary. हमें लगता है हम बस ऐसे सोच रहे हैं, but our brain is perceiving that as real. And it is sending those signals also to our body. And that's why whenever you remember something of the past, any situation of the past, you can have tears in your eyes or you can have a smile on your face, but the situation is not happening right now. But affirmation plus visualization experience, you are feeling it as if it is happening right now, right now. So meditation, affirmation, thought, visualization, see the picture and start experiencing it. Create a thought right now. I'm on the seashore. Choose whichever beach you like, your favorite. And see yourself standing on that seashore. See the color of the sand. See your footprint there. Feel the sand. And then just go closer and closer to the water. What's this sound that we can hear? And let the water touch your feet. Let the water touch your feet gently. See the pace with which it comes towards you. The color, the shade, the sound. The feeling. Okay, come back. How many were able to see it? How many were able to see it? Raise your hand, I can see you. You were able to see it? That's it. So we all know how to meditate. So we are breaking that belief system, I cannot meditate. Simple, we could all do it. We could all do it. Now what we are going to use the meditation for is not just for going to the seashore and feeling the sea and that breeze and that experience. We can do that whenever we feel like doing that. But now we're going to use the power of meditation to create an affirmation of who I'm going to be as an individual. That's healing of the sanskar. So if I create an affirmation, I am a peaceful being. This is just one line. I am a peaceful being. But when I say this line, whether in my mind or whether in my words, when I say it, I'm creating an energy. Unaware, During the day, I sometimes say, anger is my nature. I can't help it. मेरी आवाज ही इतनी है, मुझे धीरे बोलने के लिए मत बोला करो. Those are also affirmations, unaware made negative affirmations. This is a consciously created high vibrational affirmation. Why am I creating this? Because I want to finish and heal that sanskar of my anger and irritation and impatience. So I'm not going to talk about that in my mind. I will talk about who I want to be in my mind. I am a peaceful being. Peace is my personality. Peace is the way I think. Peace is the way I speak. Peace is who I am. Now, along with these thoughts, just visualize the rest of your Sunday today. Most of us are going to be at home, and just see your house and your family. Lunchtime, afternoon, evening. I know the people I'm going to be with. I know most of their behaviors. And now just see yourself there. I am a peaceful being. In every scene, I respond with my sanskar of peace. And see yourself doing it. It's getting recorded on the soul. For the brain, it's absolutely real right now. My children refuse to eat. They shout at me for what has been cooked today. I respond with a sanskar of peace. See it happening. See yourself. How would you want to look at them? How would you want your expression of the face to be? Draw a very, very, very clear picture. The more clarity there is in the picture, the more accurate is the recording that's happening. The understanding, I understand them. I understand. I accept. And yet, I discipline. I discipline with peace. See the visual. What would it mean? I discipline with peace. Visual will be different for everybody. See your visual with your children. I discipline with peace. My words, the tone of my voice. See it as if you were watching it on a screen. This is who I am. This is real. This is my personality. And then next visual. They're not happy about it, but then they shift because they absorb my vibrations of peace. They are empowered by my vibrations of peace. Look at their face changing. Their face is changing because their vibrations have shifted. Because while I was disciplining, I was radiating vibrations of peace because that's my nature. And while they were listening, they were absorbing my vibrations of peace. And that created a shift inside. Energy of harmony. This scene is over. And now, come back. Very simple, one scene of the day, which I have prepared my mind that this is how I think, this is how I speak, and this is how I behave when this scene comes in my life. People use the power of affirmation and visualization to achieve goals. So sports uses it, actors uses it, corporate leaders use it, people use it to achieve their goals, the goals of the outside world. We can achieve it to achieve our goals of the inside world, to become the person who I want to be, to become the person who I want to be. Let's say I have a lot of expectations from people around me, and then when they don't meet my expectations, I get hurt. I take an affirmation. I am a loveful being. I'm a radiator of unconditional love and acceptance. Now see yourself with people. I radiate love and acceptance. It's my personality. I understand they have different sanskars. I accept them as they are. I accept them as they are. I am a giver. I need nothing. I need nothing from them. I only give and give and give. Because giving is my personality. It's who I am. And then see them. They may still behave the way they are comfortable, but we've prepared our mind to not cry about it, not get hurt about it, definitely not go and talk to somebody else about it, because we've understood them. We've understood and accepted their sanskar. Most important, we have recorded it here that this is how I respond when they do what they do. So this is very, very simple, very simple. It has to be done daily. This is like not even the A of the A to Z, very basic, not even the complete A of the A to Z, but this is how we begin. Take our qualities, peace, take 3-4 qualities, peace, love, happiness, power. Let's say, for example, I'm not able to give up this, I'm not able to quit this, I don't want to eat this, but क्या करूँ, सामने आता है तो मैं खा ही लेती हूँ उसको. Now this is an affirmation. This is an affirmation कि ये चीज़ मेरे से छूटती नहीं, इसके बिना मैं रह नहीं सकती. These are affirmations. So then in our meditation we create a thought, I am a powerful being. I am a powerful being. I eat and drink only that what is right for me and only that much which is healthy for me. I am the master of my sense organs. And then visualize everyone around you having that. And there you are with them, enjoying, not even creating a single thought, enjoying what you are eating, even though everyone around you is eating what you used to want to eat. It's a past, it's over. It's a past, it's over. I am the master of my sense organs. I choose what to do with them. I am the master, I decide. My body is my instrument for me to use the right way. And then see everybody eating it, and you're there not feeling anything, not feeling deprived because I'm not eating it, not feeling missing something, nothing, absolutely nothing, absolutely. Happy that they are eating that and happy that I'm eating something else which I'm supposed to eat because it's healthy for me. 5-6 days कर लिया, वो वाली आदत gone, it's finished. नहीं किया, for 20 years I can keep saying मुझे खाना नहीं चाहिए, लेकिन क्या करूं, मेरे से रहा नहीं जाता है, जब वो चीज आ जाती है मेरा मन कर जाता है. Affirmations. Our normal vocabulary is also an affirmation. So when we start practicing this vocabulary first thing in the morning, then we take care that this becomes our vocabulary during the day. We all pray, we all meditate, we all chant, we do blessings, but we all do it in the morning. And then during the day, we're speaking another vocabulary. Religion and spirituality was not for morning. Religion means dharam, quality of the soul. So what we learn there, we have to live like that during the day, which means it becomes our vocabulary. Now, a higher stage to do in meditation is not just my values and my qualities, but creating a relationship with the higher power. Many of us feel that when we pray, our mind drifts. We want to connect to God, but we are connecting to everybody else except there. And then by the time our 15 minutes of prayer time is over and I have to leave for work, and I haven't prayed because I was thinking about everybody else. So in your prayers also, create a visual of what you are thinking. Unless the intellect sees what the mind thinks, there will be no concentration, which means unless there is a visual with the affirmation, you will not concentrate. The mind will again go here and there. So creating a personal relationship with God, I am a pure being. I'm a pure divine being, child of the supreme power. I'm God's child, just like my parent. I am just like my parent. I'm God's child. I think like God because I'm God's child. I speak like that. My every thought, my every word, my every behavior is just like God. My parents' sanskar is my sanskar. Creating a visual now. God's love, purity, and power is flowing inside me. It's like from high above, it's right here into the center of the forehead, filling inside me. Feel that, create a thought. Pyar ka sagar hai wo, the ocean of love. Shanti ka sagar hai, the ocean of peace. Sarva Shaktivan hai wo, the almighty authority. And उसकी वो सब शक्तियाँ मुझ आत्मा में भर रही हैं. Visualize, not just think, visualize God's powers, love and purity filling in me. Next visualization. From the center of the forehead, that energy is flowing to every part of my body. See that divine light energy flowing to every part of my body. It's divine energy flowing through me to every cell of my body. Any specific organ or part of the body needs healing, come there. Come to that particular specific area. God's love healing this part of my body. Everything else is released. Only healing energy. Only healing energy. This organ is perfect and healthy. Feel it. See it. This organ is perfect and healthy. My body is perfect and healthy and will always be. My body is perfect and healthy and will always be. God's blessings is a circle of divine light around me. Visual. Circle of white light around yourself. Divine light around me. This is my Suraksha Kavach, my protection shield. Nothing can enter into this circle because I'm protected with the highest vibration divine energy circle. I'm safe, I'm secure, and will always be. I'm safe, I'm secure, and will always be. Come back. So for the next few days, we can just take a few affirmations like this and just practice this art. It's very gentle. We have to do it very, very gently. Just take 2-3 thoughts, see the visual. 2-3 thoughts, see the visual. And for a few days, take the same thought. So it's not that new affirmations every day. It's same affirmation, same visual. It's getting recorded. It's not going to happen by doing it once. So same affirmations, same visuals, and allow it to get recorded here, and then it will start coming into your life, which means it will become a reality. So an affirmation for healing a sanskar, an affirmation for healing the body. Healing the body, very, very important for all of us. An affirmation, sometimes an affirmation that we hear from everybody, oh, ye fir se ho sakta hai. Don't even let this information ever go inside that ye fir se ho sakta hai. And do not let the mind ever create a thought, ye fir se ho sakta hai. बोलो मुझे नहीं ये फिर से कभी हो सकता है, मेरे लिए ये खत्म हो चुका है चैप्टर, it's finished, I'm healed and will always be healthy. Your brain is absorbing what your mind is creating. Your body is going to receive what your mind and your brain are preparing. So we have to be very careful. The conversations we have with other people, we are very careful. Take care the conversation we have with ourselves. The mind and the body is listening to everything that we are saying. So similarly, you can do meditation for a relationship. If you have an issue with somebody, just bring that person on the screen of your mind every day, 2 minutes, and radiate a thought. Our relationship stands on a foundation of unconditional acceptance. Just send this message every day. Our relationship stands on the foundation of unconditional acceptance. We understand each other. If you see, every line is opposite of our normal vocabulary. We just don't understand each other. मैं तो उनको समझ ही नहीं पाती हूँ. Opposite. We understand each other. We stand on a foundation of unconditional acceptance. Unity is our reality. 2-3 लाइनें सुबह करनी है, फिर सारा दिन यही भाषा बोलनी है, दूसरी वाली भाषा नहीं बोलनी बीच में. बिकॉज एनवी से मैंने किया वो क्यों नहीं हुआ, क्योंकि वो सारा दिन करना होता है, सिर्फ सुबह नहीं करना होता. बट द मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट टाइम टू डू इट इज फर्स्ट थिंग इन द मॉर्निंग, बिकॉज यू आर रिकॉर्डिंग इट व्हेन दिस screen is clean, and last thing before you go to sleep, because what you record last, it plays throughout the night. It goes into the subconscious. So we're definitely going to do it first thing in the morning, and the last thing before we go to sleep, and any number of times during the day, any number of times. So take a 1 minute break, create the same thought, see the visual, come back into an action. After every 1 hour, take a 1 minute break, create the thought, see the visual, come into action. Sankalp se siddhi, it will manifest. The thought will manifest. So we can take one thought here, or we can take for the body, or for relationship, or for the world. Instead of saying, Dunya ka kya ho raha hai? No. God's power and my pure wishes to this planet. The planet is healed. It's a beautiful world. Vocabulary change. So then there is healing in our sanskars, body, relationships, and the world. So this is our A of the A to Z, but we start with the A. And once we learn the A, we will go to the B and the C and the D and then take it forward. But it's as simple as this. It's really as simple as this. And the Raj Yoga meditation course, which we do at the Brahma Kumari centers, it's called Raj Yoga. Raj Yoga matlab becoming a master of the self. Raja over yourself, over your mind, intellect, and your sense organs. And Raj Yoga means it's a connection with the highest power. So it's a 6-7 days course of an hour every day, where the first day we understand ourselves, second day we connect to the supreme power, third day we learn how to create a personal relationship, fourth day we learn karma philosophy, fifth day we learn about 8 powers that the soul can create. So it's a 1 week course of an hour every day, which is conducted at every center. So wherever you stay within 3 to 4 kilometers, there will be a center, and there are sisters who are there to do the course for you anytime that you like. There is never, ever, ever a cost attached to it. This is seva, sharing with everyone what we have learned. And as of now, because we can't go to the center, so we are doing the course online. So just for the group who is here today, so for all of you and for anyone who would like to join with you, we can start the course from Friday, so that, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is convenient for most of us, and then stretch it up to Tuesday or Wednesday, an hour in the evening. So for those of you who would like to do the course online, if you could give your number to Karunaji or to Dr. Sangeeta Taneja, then we will add you to a WhatsApp group, send you the Zoom link for the course, and we will start on Friday evening. Thank you so much. Om Shanti.
Thank you so much, Sister Shivani. We must believe in mind power. And also, very important, which I learned, is that we know how to talk with others, but we must monitor the conversations we have with ourselves. Also, while we were talking, there are a lot of people who are sending messages about contributing to the Forum for Breast Cancer Protection. Yes, we would welcome donations. And you can either reach out to Karuna, whose number's given in the chat, or you can also connect with us to the Forum for Breast Cancer Protection on the website or even on Facebook. All right, we have Mrs. Renuka Prasad. She's an alumna from Lady Shri Ram College and the American Cancer Society University. Mrs. Renuka Prasad has vast experiences in dealing with cancer-related issues. A breast cancer survivor herself, she has been advocating early detection of cancer for nearly 2 decades. She has been associated with the forum for many years, helping spread awareness of all aspects of breast cancer awareness. Presently, she's the Honorary Secretary of Indian Cancer Society. I request her to give the vote of thanks.
Thank you so much, Dipali. But what is it that one can say here after this most powerful meditative process that we've undergone? I mean, I'm left totally speechless. Anyway, whatever I prepared, I think I must say that out. So on behalf of Colonel Pant, Dr. Sareen, and all members of the forum, I'm highly indebted to all of you who have come here today to be a part of this webinar. And of course, exceptionally, I'm really grateful to Sister Shivani for her wonderful discourse that she has done. Every time I hear her, I feel I am going to follow it, but somewhere or the other, I waver and get lost. But I think today, the way you have explained it in such clear-cut terms about how spiritualism can be connected with the healing process, I think this is definitely going to make a dent this time today and leave an indelible mark on all of us, that we try and connect with our own selves, whom we have no time for, and who are the most important people in our lives. Who is you yourself? Because if you are out of sorts, your whole family is out of sorts. So first come to terms with yourself, sort yourself out, and then start taking care of the others around you. Of course, I'm also very, very grateful to Mrs. To Mrs. Preeta Reddy, Vice President of the Apollo Hospital Group, who is really into this healthcare system, business in fact, and in trying to heal people from all walks of life in all the various diseases and disciplines that are out there. I'm grateful to her for having taken out some time to be with us today and give us her words of wisdom. Sonam Kalra is a very good friend whom I'd love to thank from the bottom of my heart every time, because she really rises to the occasion. She brings out the best in herself and along with that, with the complete audience. Like Sister Shivani herself said, we were all in a meditative mode with her singing her soulful rendition of the Ek Omkar and Abide With Me. Sonam, you are just too good, and you sing from the soul itself. One can see that happening, and the connection, like again, I'll quote Sister Shivani, how she quoted so well your connection with your mom, how well you connected with Anita, and it was visible to all who were attending this webinar today. I think I have sort of thanked everyone, but of course, the people who have been left behind are the office bearers of the forum, who have gone to such great extent to organize yet another wonderful meditative session of visualization and meditation for everybody around. And what about the audience? What about the people who've logged in? They've left the whole morning, a Sunday morning, to come in, and I hope they have all benefited greatly by this webinar, which I can definitely tell you, totally touched by the entire thing and totally reined in that I have to start focusing and thinking about myself rather than anyone else. And we start with it today. Let's not waste time. Let's start with it today. We've done a bit of it now, but let's carry it all forward. So thank you so much, everybody, for being here today. Thanks a lot for everything that has been done. All our esteemed guests who've come in from different places. I was seeing somebody's there from Switzerland, somebody's there from Australia, New Zealand, and of course, the country, there must be many, because I saw somebody from Bombay, from Mumbai also here. So it's really been a very, very exhilarating experience, I'm sure, for all of us. Thank you ever so much.
Thank you so much for this lovely session. Thank you so much, Sister Shivani. Thank you so much, Sonam Kalra. Thank you so much, Ms. Preeta Reddy. And I can already feel it, that we're all in a higher vibrational state after this session. And for everybody in the audience, one more time, I'm going to repeat that if there's any contributions you wish to make, please do reach out to Karuna, whose name is given in the chat session. Also, you can check out the Forum for Breast Cancer Protection on Facebook. Leave a message there and we will reach out to you. Also, for the Raj Yoga session, you can again leave your numbers behind and we make sure that you will be reached and the information given to you. Also, the last point is that, we continue to have a lot of programs as these in the future. We've been having them for the last few times, and it's going to carry on. So leave your details below so that you can just be a part of this and just attain a better and a higher way of your well-being. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here today. I close the session now. Thank you.
So you start from Dr. Serene and you connect all the beads together so beautifully. So that's the most important part of every program. It's the thread.
Thank you
धागा अलग हो जाए तो सारी beads इधर उधर बिखर जाती हैं सारी बिल्कुल. So
तो
धागा
शिवानी बिल्कुल ठीक कह रही है.
दिखाई नहीं देता, लेकिन धागा ही जोड़ के रखता है सबको.
You know,
धागे
Sister
के बिना.
Shivani, koi thank you करे ना करे, आप लोगों, you know, you the and you know, just even simple things that are in our hands, you know. I mean, there's so much I actually gained from it. So a big thank you for that, and I've gained
Thank you.
so much. Really,
Thank
such a pleasure to be a part of this.
Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, everyone, and please.